Warning, this podcast was produced by two men who still think that swearing is both big and clever. As a result, it contains quite a lot of it. Therefore, this podcast is not suitable for children, unless they're really fucking cool children. Yes, people, it's Dave Fensom here with another episode of Pop Collaborate and Listen. This week, we're talking about one of my favourite albums, which is Madonna's Immaculate collection. Let's see if Krista and I agree on this one, and if we didn't, whether I had to kill him. Spoilers, I didn't. But anyway, guys, I hope you're enjoying the podcast so far. Keep in touch, as always, through all the various social medias. We had some nice feedback on our Elton John special. As I say, Madonna this week, and what's been going on in my life? Brighton Fringe is in full swing. I've just had the first weekend. I've gone absolutely man. I've done 12 gigs in 4 days, and I'm just heading off now to do my 13th, so unlucky for some. My show ADH Dave on Sunday was completely sold out, so if any of you who are listening to this were there, thank you very, very much for coming along. I've got another 3 each Sunday, 8:15. If you're only about during the daytime, we're running On The Edge Comedies at 12:45 on Saturday and Sunday, with an extra show at 5:45 on the Sunday as well. All of these are taking place at the Carolina Brunswick. All of them are free entry with donations at the end. I'm doing loads and loads and loads of other open spots, running gigs, bits and pieces, particularly the late show at the Warren. Keep your eye on my Facebook page to see what's going on, and I hope to see some of you guys down. For now though, please enjoy this Madonna special, which is the last thing that we've got until next week's Best of 1990. Anyway, take care. Welcome to Pop Collaborate and Listen, episode 14. I'm Dave Fensom.
I'm Krista Greer.
And we are here with another special episode for you. As you know, we have finished all the number one albums of 1990. Today we're going to be talking about the Immaculate Collection by Madonna.
Yes, we have already said previously, as you know, that we don't do the compilation albums in full because that's not the point of this podcast. We want to try and get into the actual artist albums. But Dave is a massive Madonna fan.
I'm a massive Madonna fan, mate. And this is... I mean, there are a couple of reasons why this is noteworthy as well. This is the biggest selling record of the year.
Yes, it was. It was, even though it only came out in late November 1990, it became the biggest selling album of that year.
Yeah, and obviously we've spoke ad infinitum about how big that Phil Collins album was. Not even the biggest album of the year.
Yeah, that's weird.
And that is weird. That is really, really weird. How many weeks on number one was this, do you know?
This was 9 weeks on number one, into 1991, went into January 91.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, and obviously what this was the greatest hits album put together basically off of the first 4 albums, which is quite early for anyone to be putting out a greatest hits album, you would imagine, in some way, shape or form. But, you know, what we got here is a 17-track record. 2 of those are brand new tracks recorded for this.
Yep.
But then you've got 15 tracks culled off of 4 albums making the greatest hits.
And a couple of odds and sods.
Yeah. But, you know, notably, there's songs that aren't on here from other projects. There's nothing from Who's That Girl album on here.
Is there not?
No, Who's That Girl soundtrack, the 2 singles on there would have been Who's That Girl and Causing a Commotion.
Oh, I see, okay,
so
right.
There's nothing on there. So it really is just from... As I say, I mean, there's a couple of soundtrack bits on here.
Yeah, got a little bit.
But yeah, you've got stuff from first album Madonna, second album Like a Virgin, third album True Blue, fourth album Like a Prayer. Strictly speaking, there is a track from I'm Breathless on there as well.
Yeah.
But that was never a song that was particularly designed to go on that record. It doesn't fit on the rest of that record either. We'll talk about that when we get to it.
And so in terms of Madonna albums, the first one, self-titled, came out in, 83? 84?
Yes, I'd have to look it up.
I think the first single was 83.
Right, yeah. That makes sense.
Were you aware of Madonna in 1983?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think so. I can't tell you exactly because I was young. I was like 7.
Yeah, sure.
So, but obviously, Madonna was all over the TV.
Right.
I think maybe Like a Virgin Madonna is really what I remember, which is a second record. But I'm fairly sure I'd heard. I don't think you could really escape, kind of Holiday.
Oh no, if you're watching Top of the Pops,
Borderline.
yeah, of course, it was going to seep in there. But you wouldn't have classed yourself as a Madonna fan from the very first.
No, not until a little bit later. About yourself, man, what was your Madonna experience?
I was aware of Madonna in the same way as it was just part of music in that time period. You're listening to Radio 1 or you're watching Top of the Pops. Sure, I was aware of it, but wasn't a fan, wasn't particularly into the stuff. I wouldn't have wanted to own any of those albums.
Right,
in the same way I would have wanted to own, I don't even know at the time, in 83, 84, probably Michael Jackson singles or something like that. I wouldn't have really cared that much.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think I actually owned a Madonna record until Like a Prayer. I don't think.
Right, okay.
But I had them. I had them on tapes and stuff.
Well, indeed, yeah, they're on compilations and shit like that too.
Yeah. But so, anyway, obviously this was a greatest hits album. They didn't use the original versions of the songs. They remixed everything, didn't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of different mixes as opposed to the single or album versions, which I wasn't aware of till I looked into this, because I have never owned the Immaculate Collection. Mm-hmm. I've never listened to the Immaculate Collection properly.
That's insane.
No, I just never had to.
You don't have to. Do you know what I mean? It's not a chore. It's a
no. But because her stuff is everywhere, I never felt the need to have it in one place like that.
I listen to this record all the time.
Yeah.
As I say, there's no great degree of secrecy in going into this. This isn't where we're going to go through a record and I'm going to magically discover something about it. Yeah. I know this album backwards, right? And I love this album. I think this is... People will disagree with this and fuck them, but I think this is the best, most solid greatest hits record.
Really?
Of any artist. I defy anyone to come up with a better group of songs by an artist over a period of time than this. I think this is a remarkable body of work.
Oh, it really is. And it obviously, like you said, there are some bits that aren't on here that were part of her oeuvre. They have cherry-picked the best stuff, but this is a fucking great stuff.
But I mean, what I think is interesting is this isn't even every single she released.
No.
You got no True Blue on here. You got no Dear Jessie on here.
Well,
shout out to Captain Luton. I think that's
he's a massive fan.
That's his favourite song.
Wow.
Yeah, Pink Elephants and Lemonade. Did Jessie hear the laughter raining on the love parade?
There's something wrong with some people.
Well, that's a great song. I really like that song. It sticks out a bit on Like a Prayer, which is for that kind of strident kind of
the religious and sexual.
Yeah, it is a song to a little girl.
Yeah.
But
in terms of how big an album this was again, it was number one for 9 weeks in the UK. It picked up 2 in the States.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I imagine it sold a ton of them,
Oh, yeah,
again, this would have been at the same time when Vanilla Ice's album came out, so I imagine that was probably number 1 over there.
Well, fuck me.
So that
she did fuck him, didn't
well,
she?
indeed.
Yeah.
I was going to say that might have kept her off, but yes.
Well, maybe that's,
and in the States, it was in the charts for 141 weeks.
Yeah.
Right, so it just kept on selling. So 10 million copies overall. It, like I say, it became the biggest selling album of 1990 in the UK. Pretty much instantly, it sold 3.5 million copies in the UK, and it is still the 13th biggest selling album of all time in the UK.
Nice.
So nearly 30 years on.
Listed,
huge.
And it's. It goes between 12 and 13 as well. There's a bit of a fight between it and Amy Winehouse's Back in Black.
Is that right? Is that okay?
And it's traded places a few times.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, this is. Just in terms of how many records this has sold worldwide, this is certified sales of 30 million records worldwide.
Wow.
30 million records. How many people are there in the UK? I mean, I don't know that. I don't expect
65 million.
There you go. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count everyone that's taped it.
Oh,
streamed
yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't. That's. I've owned this album about 3 times. I had a vinyl copy that I lost. I think I've lost the CD, and
you've got it again.
Yeah, I mean, whilst going through this again, I'm going to buy this on vinyl, and I am at some point soon.
Yeah. I bet you there's a lovely remaster of it somewhere.
I bet you there is. Yeah. So this is an enormous record by any marker.
It really is huge. And speaking of the record itself, you've got the CD there.
Yep.
In your hands.
So let's start as we do with the album cover.
Doesn't actually do much for me.
Not me either. It's
not a great cover.
I think this is a really ignominious kind of beginning, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. If you saw it on the shelf and you didn't see Madonna on there or whatever, you would just completely brush past it.
It's just not a great piece of design.
No.
They've gone for something simplistic. I mean, what's that? Is that corsetry or something? I don't know. It's kind of like a coat of arms almost, isn't it?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's got a kind of a bit of a pageantry feel about it.
Sure.
In a very muted light blue colour.
Yeah, there's no pizzazz to it.
No, this does not scream Madonna to me at all.
They're trying to go down a stylish route rather than a fun route.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose in the 1990s she was trying to maybe get away from the pop image that she used to have and becoming a more mature artist or something.
Well, she's becoming a very dirty artist.
Well, definitely. Point, she was mature as in she was an adult performer or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean,
we'll
we'll discuss all that. But yeah, so I don't think it's a great album cover. There's some nice photographs within the album cover. Some fairly iconic pictures of
Madge
looking Maggie. No, it's a very specific photo shoot. It's her there in the gents standing in front of a urinal with a wig on, holding a mirror.
She's in Wigan.
She's in Wigan, yeah, that's right.
In the gents in Wigan.
Yep, that's definitely where this was shot. You can tell because there's feces smeared all over the walls. Sorry, people at Wigan, don't at me. Here she is dressed like a flapper.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yep, definitely no jokes to be made there. No. A little top hat on the floor.
Oh, is it? Yes, it is. Right.
Maybe she pulled a rabbit out of that. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in her mind. And here is a picture of her looking moody, looking a bit droogy. A bit Clockwork Orange, smirking a fag.
Yeah, she is. You rebel.
Yeah, and here she is again. Another photo from the same shoot. Wearing the hat again. Just looking a bit sexy.
Okay, yep. No, those are okay. I'm surprised one of those could have been the album cover.
That's not the way they went.
No.
So, it is what it is.
What do we know about graphic design, mate?
Exactly.
Yeah, you've seen the fucking shit we put up on our Instagram and Facebook.
If you haven't, join in.
Indeed.
Right, okay, so I guess we should start at the beginning.
Right, yes. So, track 1 is Holiday. Released in 1983, which was the first single, yes?
Well, it's the first single anyone really heard, but she did release 2 singles called Everybody and Burning Up in 1982.
Oh, right.
Okay. Basically,
never even heard of them.
They were songs that hit the US dance charts. They were club hits.
Oh, right, because I know she started off in that area. Right, so okay. So, but Holiday was the first one that got her noticed then in the pop arena?
Yeah, I mean, that was Holiday went to number 16 in the US. Went to number 2 in the UK.
Yeah, and this one, was this a double A? No, it was going to be Lucky Star was released first, but then Holiday got picked up by radio in the US. Yeah. And so the record label changed their plans and went with this as the first one.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, right, there we go. Let's just play a little bit of this for shits and giggles.
And that's the hook in it.
Well, yeah, that's where we're going with this.
And then, great,
yeah,
love that. Oh, this is a nice, simple, dance floor friendly kind of post disco funk pop. I guess you'd call it if you were looking to string a load of genre names together.
Yeah, I mean, this is as pure pop as she got, really, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. It's, early 80s, you're still feeling the long death knell of disco.
Yes.
And what it's turning into in new club music and how that will kind of morph itself into, house and more contemporary forms of dance music over the decade. But yeah, it's a nice, simple sentiment. We need a holiday. Yeah.
It really, simple is an understatement. This is, absolute fluff.
Oh, for sure.
In terms of, lyrical content and ideas.
Oh, yeah, no, this is not thinking man's pop song. This is give me something to dance to with a nice vocal in it, and
yeah, I mean, this almost sounds to me like it is targeted at 10-year-olds because it's got a sort of sing-songy. That chorus is so simplistic.
It's an attention getter, though.
Well, yes, and it worked very well for that. This was definitely the right one to release because it got her on the map.
I think this is a great song. It's not it's not in the upper echelons of my favourite Madonna songs.
No, this definitely wouldn't be one of mine either.
But
You're okay with it.
It deserves its place on this compilation without a doubt.
Well, it does, even just historically.
Yeah.
You know, as a starting point, this is where we came from.
But this is not a song that I ever skip. If it comes
would it really? I think I would.
No, I never skip this. Funnily enough, this is I've got a playlist of all-time greatest pop songs on my Spotify, and just because of how I hold it together, this is the first track on it.
Oh,
so I actually hear this quite often because I normally just I'll shuffle through it, but it often just starts off that first track.
Oh,
so I've heard I do hear this song loads, and I'm not bored of it.
Really? This is a bit too cheesy for me. Look, it hasn't dated well for what I want. It reminds me, and obviously, when I say reminds me of, I mean the other people have imitated it. Stuff like, those Stardust, that fucking music sounds better with you, that kind of filtered
Thomas
Bangalter, and the really cheesy bits of Daft Punk that I don't like. It sounds like those in the cheesy synth world. I think that kind of grates on me.
I'll be the first person to admit as well, I am unable to divorce myself from how familiar these songs are to me.
Sure.
And it's, that's one of the things I tried to do this when I went through it and listened to it. I tried to be like, okay, if this came out today, would I like it or not? And I cannot do that. It's just too ingrained.
It's too much I
can't, there is only so much critical separation I can make for that. And, so I declare that as a conflict of interest.
Well, no, that's understandable. I think that's okay.
So, from a production point of view, this was one of the Jelly Bean Bonitas.
Right, so was she going out with him at the time?
Possibly. It was
on off.
It was like a 2-year relationship,
okay.
I think they had. She was living with Stephen Bray at the time, and I think that's how she met John Benitez.
Okay.
Or Jelly Bean, as they could know him. And obviously he's been involved in quite a lot of the production. He was actually the guy that oversaw the whole production of this record, the Immaculate collection.
Oh, okay.
Because
what, in terms of choosing the mixes to do?
Well, they actually remixed pretty much all of the songs on this.
Oh, okay.
They use this technology. It's the first record that uses this technology called Q Sound.
All right.
And it's basically like it's techie producery stuff. It's a form of enveloping surround sound using stereo. From what I can gather. And
it's like updating of the originals.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, I think they said if you sit in a sweet spot between the speakers, it's the music supposed to feel like it's surrounding you, kind of a layering technique or whatever. Because most of these versions aren't, as we said, they're not the album versions of these songs.
Yeah.
They're all remixed, and some of them were edited down for brevity, I think. And
some of them definitely weren't,
and some of them weren't. Yeah. Well, we'll get onto that with the next song, I think.
Yeah.
So he's a big figure over certainly this period of Madonna,
this early incubation of
this as I say, the period covered by this record, and that's one of the things that you have to remark about Madonna is it's who she's chosen to collaborate with that makes the sounds of those records, and it's those choices that have been very much her choices that have shaped her career, and I think with other kind of pop stars, you can be quite cynical and say, they're only as good as who they're working with.
Yeah.
But it's that, Madonna's got a track history of being very, very particular, knowing who she's going after, being on that.
Yeah.
And she was always ahead of the next sound for all this. That's what was going, and I think the decline of that in the later years, possibly of her career, is
affected.
Yeah, you can only be on top for so long, I think.
Sampled in the seminal rap classic, Holiday Rap by MC Micah and DJ Sven.
Oh, wicked, mate! Yeah,
that really broke a lot of hip hop. I think.
Yeah.
It was one of the big ones. Yeah. With we're gonna ring rang a dong for a holiday.
Way to Hollywood. Hey, check it out. These are the words we say. Yo, scream with us. We need a holiday. We're gonna ring a rang a dong for a holiday.
Put your arms in the air. Let me hear you say.
We're gonna ring rang a dong for a holiday.
Put your arms in the air. Let me hear you say.
We're gonna ring rang ring-a-rang-a-dong for a holiday.
Mike and Jing and Swan, we're here to stay.
We're gonna ring-a-rang-a-dong for a holiday.
Hey, check out the new stuff.
Oh, Ring Rangadon.
We're going to ring Rangadong for a holiday.
I like some of his comedy.
Nice.
Yes. Anyway, right.
Okay.
So we
track two then?
Yep.
Right, so track 2 is Lucky Star. So this was the one that was going to be the first one, but then was put back to the second release. And this is, and I've got it on here, it says the US remix version, so I'm guessing this is one of the ones they chose to do.
I love that intro.
Really?
Yeah, it's so
That's
good.
more of the synth pop stuff. I suspect this takes a long while to get into the song itself, because this version is 7 minutes long.
Yeah, this is a ridiculous. I have no idea why they've gone with a 7-minute version. This is, you know, I love this song. I love this song a lot, but there is no need for it to be 7.5 minutes. It goes on forever. The outro of this. It must be like the 12-inch mix or something.
I guess so.
I don't understand why they've gone with this version of this song.
No, because there must have been a radio edit.
Yeah.
And that's all you need on this. It's another, I would say, very basic pop fluff record.
Without a doubt. I really like that twinkly twinkly synth.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant.
Right.
This is not Madonna's best vocal.
No.
I'm surprised, you know, she's a bit flat on this.
Yeah.
As I say, I'm a defender of this song, but I can see something. It's not a perfect
flawed.
song. Yeah, it's flawed, without a doubt. I don't have a huge amount to say about Lucky Star.
No, I guess it's one of those ones that is definitely an instantly recognisable hook again. You know, that chorus, the vocal, you go, oh yeah, that's Lucky Star by Madonna. But again, if I were making my own best of Madonna, this would be nowhere close to it. You know, this would be scrapped at the first hurdle.
I mean, I don't think you can make this compilation without this song, though.
This compilation, no, fair enough, because again, this is only 7 years worth of stuff, like say 4 albums. You're looking to chart a history. I get that. You couldn't go straight from Holiday into the second album stuff. You got to have a bit of a representation.
Yeah, and I mean, this to me is still just a very, very good pop song.
Right. Okay.
You know, like you say, it is lightweight.
It's not her golden period.
No, but it is. You know, it suggests better to come, and it's got a lot of character in it as well. You know,
and the thing is, again, because we're talking about this in 2019 and not 1983. I bet you when this came on in the clubs in 1983 in New York, people went fucking apeshit.
I bet you they did.
You know, I bet you this was a big thing because it's so catchy and such a sort of bright, poppy, shimmery thing. Maybe that's what you needed. Maybe that's what it was for, and it did its job back then. It's not for me today.
Fair enough. I still like it. It sits there in that pantheon of great early Madonna tracks for me.
Fine.
Cool.
Fine. This was also back when she was just starting out. She was, she hadn't really got on yet. She was interning in an office in New York.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, and she had one of her jobs was to put together loads of reports into binders for her bosses. She did one really, really well.
Oh, no.
It was the Immaculate Collation.
Oh, fuck off. I didn't see that coming from there. Is this going to be a feature now? Is this because people like the shit jokes in the Elton John one?
To be honest, I was actually stuck for a lot of stuff to say in this one. I'm not a massive Madonna fan, and I didn't like these early songs. Right. So I just more
you
shit
went that one up, did you? Right.
I've got a few. I'll sprinkle them.
Oh no. This is going to be the last one of these. I think. Right, put Borderline and we'll shut your fucking face. Borderline, song about the Troubles. It isn't.
Another instantly recognisable hook.
Yeah. I mean, do you not think that this kind of sounds like it could be like the children's TV that they make you watch at school?
Oh God.
That kind of look and see, look around you. Do you know what I mean?
Indeed, well, there's a montage of stuff going on.
There's a kid cresting a hill, wearing a small duffel coat, looking out. He's put his hand above his eyes, shielding them from the sun as he looks to see what's coming. What's coming? A paedophile. It's the 80s.
It is the 80s.
This is slightly less danceable. This is more kind of classic kind of piano track. This one's it's a little bit more MOR actually.
It's towards that. It doesn't fully embrace that, but it's definitely down that road.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Lyrically, it's either a song about unfulfilled love or a lover who can't make her come, depending on your interpretation.
Isn't it?
Well, yeah, you keep on pushing my love towards a borderline. Yeah, it's
because I was wondering if it was about a bloke who's trying to get her to do anal, but
oh my god,
she wouldn't.
Why do you always go anal?
Let's see the borderline, trying to push it inside the borderline.
The borderline? That well-known phrase for the perineum. What do you get up to in Belfast? What's wrong with you?
Hey, I'm just...
And as if Madonna wouldn't be up for anal.
No, that's true.
Anyway, sorry. Oh, God. I just think she would be. She's...
I think...
I don't know. Anyway, right, well, this is not the direction I'm going to take this in.
It was
which is what she said. But,
God.
Oh, fuck me. But, anyway, so... Yeah. So
it was her first top 10 in the States, this one.
Okay.
So, yeah, she was on the ascendance. She was getting bigger, getting more popular, and it stayed on the charts for 30 weeks.
Wow.
Which is, for a third single, or not necessarily third single, but third main single, that's pretty big.
Oh, without a doubt, mate. Without a doubt, yeah. This is her, as I say, this is her establishing herself. This is the foundation, and things are about to get really interesting.
Yes. Yeah. What surprised me, because this is 1984, this one came out, is that it didn't chart at all in the UK on its first release then. But it was re-released in 1986.
Oh, really?
2 years later, and peaked at number 2 then.
How bizarre.
Yeah, which I'm assuming would have been the first time I'd heard it, because why would I have heard it in the States?
Yeah.
That makes sense to me, because I remember this as being a little bit later. I don't remember this as being early Madonna.
Yeah, I don't either, really. I mean, I guess my memory of some of that stuff is all a bit fuzzy anyway, because I was incredibly young.
Of course.
But, yeah, this is...
But it makes sense to me that would be the UK chronology for this single, because I do remember it being further into the 80s.
Yeah. This is a better song than either Holiday or Lucky Star.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a lot more interesting. The lyrics are a bit more evocative of something that someone might actually care about.
Right, it's just not... Let's have a holiday, etc.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, this is where she starts kind of playing a bit more with sexualised imagery, which obviously, she throughout her career, and to this day, is still like a provocateur.
Oh, definitely.
Has traded a lot on that and done that, very cannily. Probably the most, I would say she's probably kind of used that kind of shock appeal better than any, certainly better than any other female artist, but probably better than any other. The only ones you could argue were like kind of, Kiss and Alice Cooper, I guess.
Right, for the shock against, making parents angry.
Yeah, Sex Pistols and things like that. But it's to sustain it for, let's get real for a minute. This album is 29 years old and she's had 29 years more of career. With sold out tours and top 10 albums.
But then this was 1984. Yeah. So it's like 35 years she was doing that.
Yeah.
35. Yeah, it's
you can't fuck with this as a career. No. You really can't.
No, she knew what she was doing. She's very clever.
Cool, yeah, so
this is much better. I think this is a much better song.
Okay, good.
I enjoy this song. I think it's a really good one. I enjoy the hook in it. I like the change from chorus into verse. Just downward move. I think this is actually much, much better. Yeah. Maybe it's different production as well, because it doesn't sound as cheesy or tinny as the first couple.
Yeah, I mean, this one isn't aimed directly at a kind of a club dancing audience either.
No, it's just got the charts image now.
Yeah, exactly that. Okay. See her starting to think a little bit bigger, I think.
Yeah, that's okay. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Okay, I think this is a good one. I like that.
Okay, so next track is
Like a Virgin itself. Everyone knows this.
Everyone knows this song. And this is Madonna on the boat going through Venice,
Yes, yeah.
Those are probably some of my first memories of Madonna.
Oh, really? Because I don't remember the video. I looked it up for this.
Yeah.
Don't remember the video at all.
Oh, I see. I remember it so vividly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like...
From being on Top of the Pops or whatever.
Yeah, just being like, who is this?
Yeah.
This was just thinking, like,
Right.
immediately, this is someone I want to know more about.
I see.
I mean, you know, man. I mean, Madonna has been with me throughout many of my earliest formative experiences.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. But
Did you know what Virgin meant in 1984 when it came out?
no, but I found out because of it.
Because obviously I didn't know, and I didn't know for a couple of years.
No?
No, I knew it was rude,
Right.
because the people were shocked about her releasing a song called Like a Virgin, but I didn't know what it meant.
Fair enough. But even in Catholic Ireland,
Quite.
it's like,
Well,
the Virgin Mary. I thought it was her job.
no, I was brought up far too Protestant and middle class.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
But I remember enjoying this song at the time. I don't remember it making a big impression on me. I still don't think it's one of her best.
It's a strange song in that Madonna kind of doesn't sound like Madonna in it.
Okay.
She's kind of affected this kind of almost kind of like little girl
This
voice
dirty,
in
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Right? It's a strange voice she's got in this song, but you know, there are just so many iconic little moments in this song. Like that little hey that she does.
Hey!
Yeah, my God, it's so good. And it's like, you know, the kind of the weird timing of those dan. Do you know what I mean? Those little stabs that are in the main track. This is a great song. This is
Well, it is. It's a classic
song.
pop song. It is obviously iconic because it has stood the test of time.
Yeah.
People know it today. You know, for my sins, I went to an 80s night a couple of weeks ago at the Haunt in Brighton.
Right.
And it was full of 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know, I was listening to all the songs going, yeah, I have this single.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this coming out. Full of 20-year-olds who had no ties to it.
Yeah.
But stuff like this, they were all over.
Did you look like you were there to collect your son?
Pretty much. Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Did you wear your slippers?
Yeah, it was very bizarre. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't heard Mickey over speakers in a while.
That's
But-
a big tune.
Yeah, indeed. It was good fun, but it did bring it back to me that some of these songs do have a lasting appeal.
Yeah, I'm not allowed in the Haunt.
Oh, yeah. No, quite.
Anyway,
On this one, I think we mentioned this before on another podcast, but I can't remember which one. It was written by two people called Tom Kelly and Billy Steinberg. They're a songwriting duo. And they also wrote True Colours. Mm-hmm. They wrote Alone by Heart. They wrote Eternal Flame. I Drove All Night. I Touch Myself. And So Emotional by Whitney Houston.
yeah, they got some tunes.
Yeah, I bet you they fucking
Bangers, mate.
make some money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
those royalties are going to keep you in whatever you want.
True Colours by Cyndi Lauper is one of the best songs ever written.
It's great.
Oh,
it's
so
terrific.
So good.
Yeah, and this is also produced by a load of chic. And it's produced by Nile Rodgers.
Yeah.
And it has Bernard Edwards playing bass and Tony Thompson, the drummer of Chic, on drums.
Sure. I mean, this, again, Nile Rodgers, you know, her collaborations with Nile Rodgers, she hadn't done these collaborations with Nile Rodgers, she wouldn't have been the icon that she became, I don't think. You know.
Well, I'm guessing that the record company were willing to spend the money on getting people like him in because they saw potential and there was a market that she could fill. But it worked brilliantly. Whatever
absolutely.
Sort of the chemistry between them. And then this is probably it. It's a different sound to those first couple of singles. It's a more filled out sound. Maybe that's one of the things he brought to it. It definitely worked well.
Yeah, and obviously this is the song's famous as well from the conversation in. God, was it?
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, it was Reservoir Dogs. I was thinking, was it Reservoir Dogs or was it Pulp Fiction? But it is Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, it's where it started, isn't it?
Yeah, about yeah.
Well, indeed, is it to do with that? I think she's already said it definitely wasn't.
No,
yeah,
exactly. But
in fact, it definitely wasn't because it wasn't written by her. It was written by Tom Kelly and Billy Steinberg.
well, there you go, mate. There you
Yeah.
go. So,
And it was famously covered by Weird Al for Like a Surgeon.
yes, like I said,
Which I actually do remember from the time as well. It was also covered in 1991 by Teenage Fan Club, which I did not know. And Motley Crue have just released their cover version to promote the Netflix thing. Have you heard that?
I mean, I don't want. Look, Motley Crue. Fuck Motley Crue.
Oh, come on, that's not fair.
Look, I like some Motley Crue songs,
Exactly.
but fuck them.
Oh, no, they're in general terrible. But they've got 3 good singles.
Well, yeah, they've got 3 good singles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this cover version is shit awful.
Of course it is.
Yeah, if you do get a chance to go and listen to it, It's fucking dreadful.
Let's not forget as well that Tommy Lee is responsible for, the definitive worst song of the nu metal era. A genre absolutely littered with
the worst
songs.
Yeah.
Is
it Get Naked?
Get Naked by Methods of Mayhem.
That's it. Oh my god.
Let's do the.
Oh.
We might get some of this shit later down the line, but it's got the whole nu metal thing. It's got a guest rap by Fred Durst.
Right.
Guest scratch by Mixmaster Mike.
Was it?
Yeah. It's got another guest rap by Lil' Kim.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Queen Bitch Red Lipstick. What else has it got? It's got Tommy Lee rapping about his sex tape.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a George Clinton cameo. Bow wow wow, doing it doggy style.
God, right. Jesus Christ, I'm upset that you remember this so well, because I don't.
I should play this. Anytime. It's disgusting. It's so
Awful.
horrible.
Yeah.
The first lyric in it is 30. I can't remember the number. It's $97 million made from watching me come.
Oh boy.
Out in the sun on my vacation. Right.
Class.
Shooting my jizzy jism.
Oh no.
And that's it. I can't remember. I can't.
God.
No, shooting my jizzy jism. The woody wood has risen. That's the lyric.
That's amazing. Oh god.
That's the lyric, yeah. And it's got one of the most vile refrains in it you've ever heard, where he goes, "Fuck the gold chains, the girls that complain, and I ain't leaving till you're sleeping on a cum stain."
Oh wow.
Wow. You've just physically recoiled from that, and I've seen some of the stuff you look at on the internet.
Oh, mate.
It's fucking repulsive. The whole thing is disgusting.
Oh wow, I'm glad that we've just talked about that.
Yeah. Anyway, right, let's go. Let's go back into Material Girl, shall we?
Absolutely, Material Girl. So this is 1985.
Yeah.
Is this on the same album? Is this like the Virgin album?
Yes, it is Virgin. Okay. And this is the big calling card single, isn't it?
Well, this is one of the ones I really, really remember, and I remember the video for this as well.
Yeah.
So this is
the
first time yeah, exactly, surrounded by all the men in suits, etc. I remember that very well.
Yeah. This is one of my absolute favourites.
It's a great song.
You've got that kind of guitar riff, classic driving through it, and you've got that kind of synth accent at the end.
Right. Yeah.
This song is so good, man. Like the kind of the no way, the little kind of vocal touches and production touches. The way it just kind of swells through. And, those kind of the living in Material World backing vocals, like those kind of flat, kind of almost talking head deadpan backing vocals. Yeah. This is a great song.
It is
timeless. I'm so glad. If you'd have disagreed with this,
no, this is up there for me. Again, huge chorus.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking massive belter of a chorus.
Oh my god, it's so good.
But even the rest, like you say, the rest of it, where it's building up to it, the kind of the staccato synths on the verse where she's singing over the top, is really, really good.
And it's just the playfulness of it as well, man. It's so much fun, and you're like, you're cool as fuck. Yeah. That's just how I feel. Yeah. It's just like, this is, I think, the first time you're like, you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly who you are.
And again, this is very clever. For her to release this song and what it's about, and saying, in the 80s, where it is all about making money and me, it's a very clever thing to put out.
Yeah.
But she said I think she said she's regretted it in one way because she's now always referred to as the Material Girl, or was in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it kind of defined her a little bit, just the title of it. But fucking hell, what a song.
There you go. Also,
and I read on whosampled.com, they say that the main bass line is a sample.
Oh, really?
Of the Jackson 5's Can You Feel It?
Oh, okay.
But I think it's a replay. I think it's... Because it is pretty fucking similar when you think about it. The doom, 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 doom. But I think it's just basically a replay version rather than a sample.
Fair enough.
But either way, it is... I hadn't thought of it before. But it definitely... When you go, could it be? I think it could be. But it works for it. It's really, really good.
That's a great tune. Absolutely brilliant tune.
Yeah. No, I'm happy with that.
Cool. Right, so shall we take a quick break? The amount of time that this was number one for, I guess we've got a lot of stuff to get through.
Well, album-wise, no. When we get to the singles, we really do.
Oh, so yeah. I suppose album-wise, we're getting close to Christmas. It's all great.
Oh, yeah, mate. Well, basically, let's just say the names of these albums to get us where we are in the world for the top 10. George Michael's at number 10.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Simon is number 9.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston is in at 8. Jimmy Somerville's Greatest Hits at number 6.
Okay.
Michael Walton, number 5.
Soul Provider.
Yeah. Phil Collins, number 4.
Still number 4.
Yeah. Three Tenors, number 3.
Right.
Cliff Richard, obviously, coming up to Christmas, has got an album out. He's got an album out.
Fuck off.
And
Cliff.
Elton John is at 2.
Right, okay.
So that's where we
hits.
are. The greatest hits that we just did last week.
Yeah, okay. So we've actually covered most of these records.
I know. Yeah, those are the big ones, and obviously this is the race towards the Christmas sales. These are the big albums we have done.
Fair enough.
The only other albums I noticed that were out in this time period that were anyway decent was Vanilla Ice's To the Extreme.
Yeah.
So that's come out, which I'm assuming again is why she wasn't.
And decent is a push.
Oh yeah, no, very notable. I should have said rather than decent, especially because I'm about to say then the New Kids' Merry Merry Christmas album.
Wow.
Yeah, their latest catch in.
I mean, I feel like maybe at Christmas we listen to it.
God no. I wonder if there's a song on there called "Slay with Me, Baby."
Slay with me, baby.
A Rastafarian Christmas.
I don't know where this is going to take us, but it's a long way from the North Pole.
Lapland, yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah, so the album-wise, there's fuck all else worth talking about.
Donnie the hard as fuck reindeer.
Oh,
sorry.
So yeah, that's all we need to talk about, I think, albums.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, back into this compilation. Number 6 then.
Crazy for you. Clarinet.
I was going to say, there's not enough clarinet in pop music.
You're right, Woody.
That is fucking brilliant.
Oh my god, it's so
I
good.
love this song.
Oh my god, so do I.
Yeah, it's a jam.
This is one of my all-time favourite Madonna vocals.
Mm-hmm.
She just, it can be said that Madonna doesn't necessarily have the best voice in the world.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, she doesn't, and it's everything else that comes together and makes it a perfect kind of pop package, right? But this is a genuinely great vocal. Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of a lower register for her because it's not such a poppy one.
Yeah.
It's her first ballad single, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
First single she did was a ballad anyway. And it's definitely, it's more restrained, smoother vocal, all that stuff.
But it's got a huge chorus.
Oh, when it goes up there.
Oh my god.
Oh, it belts it out, yeah.
That's great. I mean, this is a kind of proper, like, shuffle at the end of a school disco kind of song.
It so is.
I mean, not for me, obviously, I was a hideous child. But,
well, and presumably 10 when this came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but there were always the early adopters, weren't
right,
they?
Sure.
At the school disco, I was just there fucking whacked out of my mind on cheap Coca-Cola and whatever sweets it to me.
But this is a perfect soft focus, slow dance, high school kind of thing.
Without a doubt, yeah. And it comes with a key change as well.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful key change.
The whole thing is perfectly done.
It brings a tear to your eye.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, this one, we talked about the songwriter of this one before because it's a guy called John Bettis, who was one of the contributors to the Carpenters.
Yeah.
And so he also wrote Human Nature, like we said, Slow Hand, When You Tell Me That You Love Me. And he wrote this for the soundtrack of a film called Vision Quest.
Yes, yeah.
Which I've never heard of before in my life.
I haven't either.
No.
Because this, I'm trying to think, I'm not even sure if this was this on record?
Well, as far as I know, it was only on Vision Quest. But it was released as a single through the whatever label that was on.
Yeah.
And it was huge for Madonna. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it was on any of hers.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that. But brilliant song. I was worried about that one. I thought we might disagree on that.
Really? Oh, this is a montage tune. If there was
without a doubt. I love this song so much.
Who doesn't love a power ballad like this? It's brilliant. This is my favourite one so far.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I love Material Girl, but I love Borderline, but this is my favourite one. I think because it is that cheesy ridiculousness of a power ballad, which I'm really into. I did find that there is a shit-awful reggae-tinged version of this by Beats International, though.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
God.
not on Spotify, so I can't play it to you.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so next track. Moving on quickly before it gets added.
Oh, God. In terms of the lyrics as well, I love about this. It's perfectly evocative of that first love and... the nervousness you feel, that sort of shit. You know, it's all brand new. Yeah. I'm crazy for you. That sort of stuff. It is that. I don't know if I should say anything. You know, I don't know. Does she like me? Does he like her?
You don't think this one's about anal then?
No, but I did think that there's a massive innuendo in the line. I'm crazy for you. Touch me once and you'll know it's true.
Right.
That's about fingering, isn't it?
I don't know if it's about fingering. I'd like to think that Madonna's evolved past fingering at this point.
I don't think.
I mean, there aren't enough songs about fingering, clearly, but.
I don't know. I reckon there's a hint of that in there for me.
We'll put that on the social media. Do we think?
Yeah, I'll start a poll.
Do we think "Crazy for You" is about fingering? Right. We'll put that out.
I reckon so.
I mean, email us at pclmusicpodcast at gmail.com if you think that this song is about fingering.
I think there's a case to be made.
A case to be made for
fingering.
For fingering. Yeah. I mean, that's not how I think of you, but
no thanks. But speaking of that, next song.
Yeah.
Into the Groove.
No. Oh man.
And you can dance.
I can't fucking stop it. Oh, fucking hell.
Alright, there we go. Into the Groove.
Yeah, so now we're in a Desperately Seeking Susan era Madonna.
Is that okay? So this is 1985 again.
Yeah.
And this was on the soundtrack of that for the film.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
This is another thinly veiled sexual analogy.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it really
definitely
is.
is,
Yeah. Get into the groove. You've got to prove your love to me. But this is quite for me. What's interesting about this is there is. You know, bear in mind we're in 1985, there is that massive, basically house piano break in this.
Okay.
That becomes the staple of 90% of chart music that we're starting to see come through, early 90s.
Right, yeah.
So 5 years ahead of that, and you've got the kind of the big percussive breakdown towards the end of it that's fucking great as well. But yeah, I think this is a fantastic song again.
Okay. I think it's good. I don't think it's one of my favourites. I think it's good. I mean, definitely, I like it. I wouldn't skip this one.
No.
But I wouldn't, vaunt it to the end.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think this is. It's not my absolute favourite, but I think this is a really, really good song. I think the kind of vocal pulls it through. There's loads of little interesting bits in the production. Like I say, like that percussive breakdown that happens kind of towards the end is really kind of interesting. The kind of the use of the piano.
That piano solo in the middle is. Yeah. I mean, it seems out of place, but it does work.
Yeah, for sure.
So in terms of production, this is the first time we've seen Shep Pettibone on production, isn't it? He does this.
So I made a note of it.
I got a note on this. This is the first one that he was involved with. So I can see that there's an influence of a real kind of club producer back in there again. That would make sense. And it does. It kind of goes through the rest of the ones that he was involved with. You can see his influence. Yeah,
absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Okay, well, I haven't got too much else to say about that song.
It's an ode to dancing as well.
Yeah.
The dance floor. So it's club orientated, which makes sense as well because Madonna wanted to be a dancer before she wanted to be a singer. She wanted to be a dancer. So she's always been, all right, club hits, dance floor orientated.
But you can transpose dancing for sex.
Oh, absolutely. The innuendos and the double entendres, they run rife through it.
Exactly.
Sure.
Kind of, if you like a wank analogy, here you got one.
Well, yes, thanks, Mads. This is still her biggest selling single in the UK.
Is that true?
Apparently so.
Wow.
There you go. It was the third biggest selling single of 1985 in the UK, behind Jennifer Rush's The Power of Love and I Know Him So Well.
Wow.
Two big fucking bangers
I love
there.
Virgin Man. I know him so well. You know how much I love that song.
We duet on that lots. So it was the third big selling single of 1985 and is still her best selling single in the UK.
That really surprises me.
Me too.
I mean, I suppose. Yeah, I would have thought Vogue or something like that would have outsold it. But
Indeed, I don't know. I guess this is when you had to sell 1 million records to be, the third big selling record of the year, and it just held on.
Fair enough.
Have you ever seen Desperately Seeking Susan, by the way?
Yeah, it's great.
Have you? Is it?
I love it. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I've not seen it. I just assumed it's shit.
No, it's great. I love it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it for a little while. Actually, our friend Phil Jarrett of the
Crash Bang Wallet.
of Crash Bang Wallet podcast. Yeah, his wife Beck. Shout out to Beck Jarrett. I don't think she listens to this, but I'll shout her out anyway.
Fine.
Yeah, she had a birthday party and it was a Desperately Seeking Susan themed birthday party, and it was playing in the background. So I have seen it, but not with the sound on.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Right.
It was being projected onto the wall.
I see. So you had to watch it.
Yeah. Well, that and drinking.
Well, yeah. No, this is a good song, and it was covered by Sonic Youth the following year.
Okay.
As part of their Ciccone Youth project that they did, and they called it Into the Groovy.
Okay.
And it's fucking weird.
Oh, is it?
It is bizarre.
Oh, I'm going to listen to that.
Have a listen to that. It's. I mean, when I say weird, it's not like they've gone massively experimental. They're just playing it like, all right, well, are you playing this song, or are you just saying the words over some instruments?
Right, see, I mean, I'm not versed in Sonic Youth, so I didn't. The Ciccone Youth project is a new one on me. So what is this? Is it just?
Oh, I think
Madonna
I think
songs?
it was an EP. Maybe they did. And again, get in contact because I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was an EP they did of Madonna songs. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna dig that out.
Have a look, mate. But yeah, Into the Groove is a good song. I like that one. That's a goodie.
I like weird versions of songs when
Like
they're done
proper.
well. Yeah, like do you ever hear that Dillinger Escape Plan EP where they did like a version of which Timberlake track was it? It was Cry Me a River or something like that.
All right. No.
Yeah, and they did Teardrop by Massive Attack. Like really quite straight.
Dillinger?
Yeah, it's like straight covers of them.
Oh, they didn't completely just metal up.
No, they pretty
right.
straight cover. I'll play them later. Anyway.
Well, you're a huge fan of Phantomas. You do covers of all the horror movie things and shit.
Oh, man, that Phantom Mass Director's Cut
Director's
is
Cut
so good, man. So good. Anyway.
Next one though, number 8 is Live to Tell.
Yes.
Right.
This one's very dramatic. Very broody, very
Melancholy, yeah. And again, she's in that kind of lower register with her voice for the ballad.
I don't like this as much as Crazy for You, but I do like
No, but
this a lot.
it's in the same kind of class as that, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, there is one fundamental flaw with this song.
Oh, go on.
Right, because the whole thing is, I hope I live to tell the tale. It's just like, mate, you've got a microphone, just say it. What are you waiting for? Just tell us the secret.
What is it? Damn it.
Well, she never tells us, does she?
Fucking tease.
I hope I live to tell the tale. Fucking stop wasting time. You got 4 minutes worth of song here.
Yeah. Was it? I hope to live to tell the tale of don't go and see the Sean Penn film that this is in.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because. But again, I've not seen it.
It's quite a good film. At Close Range.
I'm not. Okay. I'll take your word for that because I have no idea.
No, it was quite a good film at the time. It's when they were married, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they were married. I think pre-Shanghai Surprise as well.
Oh yeah, definitely was that.
Yes, indeed.
And this was on True Blue as well. This was the first single off True Blue.
Yep.
And so kind of we've moved on to another album, and it was on the soundtrack to that Sean Penn film. To me, just because I wouldn't expect her to put out the first single from an album as a ballad, I was surprised. I mean, I like
this came out before True Blue did it itself. This was the first single.
That's why I've got my note as the first single. Unless
I didn't research it, and I'm just misremembering that because I thought they put out True Blue first off that record, but
I'm not sure. Maybe I've got my note is there's the first single on here from True Blue.
Anyway, yeah, it swoops and swells. Basically, the bridge in this is it's just so good. There's like a bridge in it, and it's kind of got that. It's kind of got an almost Echo and the Bunnymen, like Lost Boys soundtrack,
right?
Like backing vocal, kind of.
It would definitely fit in on that actually. What's that? What's that song off that soundtrack?
People Are Strange.
No, the other one with the kind of the choir.
Oh, Thou Shalt Not Kill.
That's
one.
it. Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of that.
That's why. Yeah, that's where I'm coming from with it. Yeah.
Right, sure. I definitely see that.
Yeah.
Again, this was one that she didn't write the music for this one. It was an instrumental from a different film, and the guy who wrote it was working, I think, with Sean Penn and played her the instrumental.
Yeah.
She thought it would really work as a song, so she wrote the lyrics for it and
okay.
changed a couple of little bits. So the lyrics are all her, and the stuff about the distrust of men in this, the line, "A man can tell 1,000 lies, I've learned my lesson well." I don't know if she's just projecting for the song, or did she have a particularly bad kind of childhood, father thing growing up or anything like that?
I mean, I don't think notably.
It's not a big thing from it.
But I can imagine growing up being young in the early 80s.
Especially getting into the music business.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, true.
80s New York music business.
Right, yeah.
Cocaine and horrible fat men in leather jackets.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, true enough. That could well be it. I like it though because she's trying to envision the better time ahead.
Yeah.
So there's a horizon that she can see. I think it works really well.
Yeah, kind of empowering, kind of. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Great song. Really like it again.
And it peaked at number 2 in the UK charts, and it was kept off number 1 by Rock Me Amadeus.
Well, there you go. Rightfully so.
That is a fucking banger.
It's a ridiculous. That's one of the most ridiculous songs that's ever been recorded.
Yes.
The fact
Who came up with that?
the fact that was a number 1 song is, I mean, testament to the British public.
Yeah, true.
That and Joel Dolce's "Shut Up or Your Face."
Yeah, Jesus. That kept off Vienna.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Wasn't there one that kept Michael Jackson off as well?
Well, nothing kept Michael Jackson off.
Hey.
And allegedly, we should say, because nothing will also keep his lawyers off.
True there.
I mean, we've got
rampant.
We've got nothing to be sued for, mate.
No.
All my money was invested in Michael Jackson merchandise, and strangely lost all of its value. We're laughing about child abuse.
Nice.
Right.
Next one, though. Track number 9 is "Papa Don't Preach."
I'll just put this out there. I don't trust anyone that doesn't like this song.
Right, this is one of your levels.
This song's fucking perfect.
It's great.
It's
a
perfect.
terrific song.
Yeah. Come on, man.
It's so catchy.
I appreciate that there was some controversy about this song at the time.
Absolutely.
From feminist camps as to whether this is a song about someone handing over control of their life from one father figure to another.
Right.
Kind of the whole kind of patriarchy, and but it's a song written from a viewpoint of someone with a particular life.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an endorsement of any particular viewpoint. It's a story.
Yeah, exactly. It was received by some as being pro-life and therefore anti-abortion because she's keeping the baby.
Yeah.
And it was seen as a potentially bad role model for teenage girls. But it is a story.
Yeah, and you look, man, the whole thing is as well, I stand fully behind abortion rights, but they call it pro-choice, and the word choice means you choose to. It's not compulsory.
No,
do you know what I mean? That's not the thing. Anyway, so I don't, I'm not going to get too deeply into feminist issues because the world doesn't need a 43-year-old man talking about feminism.
Well, strangely enough, this was written by a man, is the thing.
There you go.
It was written by a guy called Brian Elliott, who was a producer at the time, and he was a dad. He wanted to write a song for his daughter to show that, she could come to him with any problems.
Right.
So it was almost written from that point of view rather than the daughter's point of view.
He's done it as a song. I mean, a post-it note would have covered it, wouldn't it?
Or a quick chat.
That's a chat, yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking hell, mate. So make a fuss about it.
Well, I'm glad he did.
Well, I'm glad he did as well. This is just so good. And look, Madonna songs have got a higher hit rate certainly on this album, of just interesting things happening in outros, I think.
Oh, okay.
There's just that thing where she's just like, don't you stop loving me, Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
I know. And it's just like, it's only in there once, but it's just so well delivered.
Right.
It's just in there right at the end.
No,
and
it's
there's
nice.
loads of little bits of that. She always does interesting stuff in the outros of her songs.
Okay, that's I like that.
So yeah, I mean, I think this is. I don't know what to say about this song. It's just, you know, from the opening strings to when that keyboard part comes in, like just the rhythm of it through the way that like kind of it soars up into that chorus. It's just perfectly put together.
And in the video, wasn't this one of the first times she had kind of a new image?
Well, she had shorter hair in the video for this, didn't she?
Or was,
I mean, she had a new image for every video,
Right, true enough,
realistically.
actually, yeah.
You know, kind of, you know, the whole True Blue album, she kind of had a bit of that kind of, I guess, kind of throwback style going on with the True Blue. The True Blue, which is notably not on this record.
That is, yeah, I thought it would be. If you'd asked me without looking at the track list, I would have assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to argue.
I would say that in the video, don't know how much you remember about the father in the video, was played by Danny Aiello.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Did you know that he recorded later that year a response song to this?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Called Papa Just Wants the Best for You.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And again, it's not on Spotify.
Oh, fuck.
But you can look it up on YouTube.
Is it bad?
Well, actually, we'll put the link on all of our stuff. It's fucking dreadful.
Oh, is it
It's
really?
embarrassing as fuck.
Oh.
I mean, it's obviously someone has gone, we can make some money off this, just do it.
Did he get Madonna in the video?
No, but he got someone to dress up like her.
No.
Yeah. It's shit.
Oh, mate, I need
Yeah.
to see that.
Oh, yeah, it's
all right, I definitely
just
want to see
awful.
that. That's brilliant.
Check that shit out, man.
I did not know that. That was like, what was that other thing? When there was like that "fuck you" song, and then someone came out with a response to it.
Oh, Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Fuck you back. That one.
Yeah.
And there was, whenever No Scrubs came out,
Yeah.
then someone did No Pigeons.
No
About-
pigeons.
Yeah, about, well, basically, I think the female version of a scrub, apparently.
It was a pigeon.
Apparently.
Scrubs and pigeons.
But yeah.
This
It's
is just
slang, I don't know.
Mate, it just sounds like something that happens at public school. Scrubs and Pigeons Week.
And then, whenever, again, Michael Jackson released Billie Jean,
Yeah.
then someone calling themselves Billie Jean released a single
Right.
about, I can't believe you're not going to step up and take care of this kid,
Barking up the wrong tree,
so to
mate.
speak. Yeah.
Michael Jackson took care of a lot of kids.
Yeah. We're going to have... This is so much trouble.
I just only took care of a lot of kids. What's you?
No, that's true.
What,
Yeah.
what you?
Hey, mate, he had a whole ranch devoted to it.
Yeah. What are you projecting onto that? He's a boy who never grew up.
Never.
Never. Anyone.
Well, that's coming out. I'll just bleep it and then fill in the bit that whatever you said.
And just leave the bit in where it says,
That's
well,
coming out.
that's coming out. Yeah, just leave that.
Moving on. Track number 10. Open Your Heart.
Open your heart.
That's a big intro. Straight
Oh my
away.
good God.
There's no build up to that. That's straight in.
Bang, bang.
I see you on the street and you walk on by.
I mean, this is my second favourite Madonna song of all time.
Is it?
I love
that
this.
much? Fucking hell,
I
mate.
fucking love this song.
Right, okay.
I love this song. This is in my top 10 songs of all time, probably.
Right, okay.
I fucking love this song.
It's great.
Love this
It
song.
is terrific. And it's kind of a... There's no fat to it.
No.
This is perfectly put together.
Yeah, it's just builds, drops back so you can start and build
Right.
again. It's like a real roller coaster of a song, that massive driving beat in it. I've written here, super synths.
Super. They are just
I
super.
think I'm meant to write superb, but I've just written super synths. Wonderful pre-chorus.
Nice.
And absolutely. And the chorus to this, man.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
It's just so, and again, like the outro on it, again, where it just kind of open your heart.
You make me love.
Oh, so fucking good, man.
It's terrific.
It's just a, absolutely perfect.
It's got
pop song.
it's a chugging bass line the whole way through.
Yeah.
Like you say, that chorus tops it all off. Really just shouting along chorus, that is. Turns out it was originally written as a song called Follow Your Heart for Cyndi Lauper.
Yes, I saw this actually. I saw this when I was doing my research for this. Yeah,
but
she'd never heard it.
Never even played to her.
No.
Yeah, and then one of the record execs thought it would be great for Madonna. Yeah. Bam.
Open the lock with the key.
Well,
literally. I mean, like the single cover for this was presumably just a train going through a tunnel. Rocket taking off out of a silo.
Coke bottle overflowing.
Yeah. Just like one of those kind of Naked Gun montages.
Indeed, yeah. There's subtlety, and then there's just a wink going, eh?
Just the I-360 in Brighton.
Loads of faces of Kenneth Williams going, ooh.
Yeah, literally that, mate.
It is a little bit stalkerish in points, though.
Oh, well.
It's very, don't try to run, I can keep up with you.
Oh, so we're back in Phil Collins' Women's Refuge.
And I follow you around, but you can't see. It's like, okay. I know you're chasing your man, you're giving it a chase, but...
Maybe she's a ninja.
Oh, no,
and she's actually opening his heart.
I'll make you love me.
Amazing. That's the only way Madonna could be any cooler if she was actually
That would be brilliant. That would be fucking stunning. This is also one of my favourite examples of why the game that we sometimes play, where you replace love or heart in a song title with arse, really works.
Open your arse.
Open your arse to me. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's one of the fallback. This works.
Yeah,
as well as
perfect. Yeah.
Arse me for a reason. Let the reason be arse.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. And building a bridge to your arms.
Indeed. That is a wicked. I didn't realise that you were such a big fan of this one. I obviously would have said it's a great song, but second favourite Madonna song.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love this song, man.
That's big.
I love
for you, that is big.
Love that song, man. Love it.
It is terrific. It's absolutely fantastic. I think I would happily put that in my top 5 Madonna songs. Okay. But I don't know as many as you. I don't go into her albums as deep as you.
And man, I'm only a really kind of diehard Madonna fan to a point. I kind of stopped listening not that long after this. But funnily enough, I've been going back and listening to some of the more recent albums lately.
Have you? Oh, did you do that Timberlake one or whatever? Or Timberland one, sorry.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Yeah. I listened to that. I keep getting the fucking name because I keep thinking it's Hard Candy and it's not that one, it's the other one.
No, that was Hard Candy.
No, I don't think it was. I think
it was Hard Candy.
I don't think it was Hard Candy. It was the one before that. Hard Candy was...
MDMA?
Yeah, I think it might have been that one. I can't remember anyway. But anyway, right, next track.
Right. It is... La Isla Bonita.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, this is the first one I think I ever owned in inverted commas because it was on hit 6.
Oh, okay, right.
I still have a massive soft spot for this, I must admit.
Yeah, I mean, this is... Love Song to an Island. Which, I'll be honest with you, I think I only really picked that up today when I was reading the lyrics.
Oh, okay.
I think I'd always thought that Sam Pedro was like some bloke.
Sam Pedro?
It never occurred to me. It's called The Beautiful Island, is what the song's fucking called.
Right, sure, yeah.
And it's like, I was like, just one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, of course, that makes sense. Right. But look, this is a cheesy, stupid song.
Isn't it though?
There is so much wrong with this song, right? Mm-hmm. It's risible in so many ways.
Right.
But I fucking love it.
It's wicked. It's so catchy.
We've criticised other artists and we'd be remiss if we let her off the hook here for cultural plunder.
Straight away.
I mean, this is like, it's like, oh, hello, mate. It's come on, Antonio Banderas, play your guitar for us.
Indeed.
Do you know what I mean? It really, I mean, it's got some stupid lyrics in it as well. What? How does the sun set high? It's setting.
Oh, yeah.
The sun would set so high.
Is it because there's mountains? Is that what it is?
I mean, maybe that's what it is, but I mean, it's not set then, is it? If it's high...
Just hiding.
Yes, it's up.
I don't know.
Anyway.
This is apparently Madonna's best-selling single in France.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well.
It makes me think this is what France wishes Madonna did more of.
Yes.
I love all those other ones, Open Your Heart and To Express Yourself, but I wish she did more of the cultural appropriation. I
wish she'd like more kind of, I wish she'd put on a fake moustache and a sombrero more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, This is a terrible song. I love it.
It is because it's got a really catchy hook. The chorus works really well. That middle eight where it goes up a bit. I want to be.
Yeah.
It works for me, mate.
Oh, and it does work. It does work really well. Yeah. And you've got the kind of the super, like whatever the Spanish equivalent of fiddle-dee-dee is. Going super kind of fucking. Was there a bullfight in the video? There may as well have been.
May as well. I know there was a young Benicio del Toro in the video.
Was there really?
He's just in the background apparently. Yeah,
Nice.
One of the extras.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And also, this was originally offered an instrumental version to Michael Jackson. We keep coming back, but yes. But he must have obviously not wanted to do a song about Spaniards.
Well, who knows?
Gone for it. I know it's not her best song, but it's the one I remember very fondly from playing it over and over and over on my compilation tape.
Oh yeah, no, I was it hit 6?
Hit 6.
I had hit 6.
Oh, absolutely.
Well.
And it was surrounded by other really good shit. So I associate it with other good shit.
Do you want to know what the most played song for me though on the hits tape 6 was?
Was it Star Trekking?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Klingons on starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow.
Oh, rewind that.
Starboard bow, starboard bow.
Jim. Fuck's sake.
Fucking hell, yeah. I still remember that. It was I Want to Dance with Somebody was on that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good Heart. No, not Good Heart. Fucking, what's it called? Club Nouveau.
Oh, Lean on Me.
Lean on Me, that was on there.
George Michael's I Want Your Sex?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a terrible
Why
song.
can't I can't remember a thing I did in my degree.
Nah.
Why can I remember this shit?
Neither can I, mate.
Fuck's sake.
I still have memories of sitting in my dad's Fiesta XR2 on family holidays with him chain smoking in the front, no windows open at the fucking back, listening to the hits tape 6.
Right. Good times.
Good times.
But now
Yes.
we get on to track number 12.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad in advance I know where you are on this song because...
Oh, yeah.
Because if
we might have had to have a fist fight.
like literally, I would have taken my top off.
Yeah.
I do it anyway.
Mate, this song has that effect on you.
Yeah.
Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home.
Come on.
This is just brilliant.
This is... You know my opinion on this song.
Well, indeed.
When you call my name,
Look,
it's like a little
this is the best pop song ever recorded. And I will fight anyone who disagrees to the fucking death.
Number 2 being Star Trekking, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look me in the eye, Chris, and tell me if I don't mean everything I say.
You are sincere, my friend.
Fucking kill someone.
Yeah. This is
every beat of this fucking song is perfect. Everything is perfect in this song. Everything about this song is perfect.
Yeah.
You know, from like that God at the start, and then the silence, and then the swelling chorus, and then that kind of
bassline
comes in, little rhythm and that, and oh my god, and that whole song's about a blowjob, and I refuse to hear it. The whole song's about a blowjob.
Right. Like you say, it is the perfect storm of everything.
Yeah.
Everything came together so well in this one for her.
Yeah.
It's the first one we've seen on here, I think, where she's using the real religious iconography and imagery in such a big way. That she did a few times, but this is the first real example of it. Even if it's not all about a blowjob, it's hugely innuendo-laden.
Yeah.
It's, there's a double meaning in the extreme on this one. So it's sex, it's religion, it's about... again, female empowerment.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, and obviously enormous controversy about this song. Right? Or controversy, whatever, however you fucking say. Right, there's enormous controversy about this song because, a lot of it was around the video.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was about, interracial kind of sexualisation of Jesus and all of these kind of, stuff that probably wouldn't be considered that scandalous these days, I suppose.
Maybe not.
But there was a lot of money tied up in this. Obviously, there was a massive Pepsi campaign around it.
Yeah, they sponsored the whole thing.
Well, they were sponsoring the tour, Blonde Ambition tour.
Right.
And this is Madonna as, arch provocateur.
Well, yeah.
She's on the no publicity is bad publicity. This is the controversy that sold that entire Blonde Ambition tour out.
Right.
That was headlines, the front page of tabloid papers talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
It was just arch kind of pop culture outrage.
Right, okay. But then the Pepsi thing, because this was so controversial, they pulled their name from the tour, didn't they?
I can't remember if that was the outcome or not.
I think
so.
they cancelled. As far as I know, they cancelled their sponsor. They let her keep the money though, because they were putting $5 million into it. They let her keep the money, but took their name off it because it was such a furore.
Yeah,
which is a big thing for a corporation to do. Just go, we'll write that off.
Yeah,
we won't get anything else from it. We'll write that off. It's huge.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely, and that kind of speaks volumes to how big that whole thing was at the time. Obviously, this was before they brought out this Madonna's big enough at this time to have a behind the scenes of her tour filmed and released theatrically.
Oh, was that tour?
In Bed with Madonna was
Blonde Ambition. This was 1989. This album came out.
Yeah.
So the Blonde Ambition tour would have been 1990, 91 times, and then that film was about that. Yeah. I see. Okay, didn't really do together.
From memory.
Yeah, whatever. Sure.
But yeah, so I mean, I love this song completely, unreservedly. Yeah. Nothing when I've listened to it convinced me I was wrong in that opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't think pop music gets any better than this song.
No, I think that's a perfect summation of it. Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting that this version of Madonna, where she's going from being that teeny pop star to a more grown up performer, is your preferred version of a Madonna pop song. But it's just got such a good tune. It's such a good tune.
It's such a good tune. It's epic.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of almost proggy in that way. It's like a big theatre. You can imagine this being a theatrical production, and then the video was. It's just all the kind of moving parts, like the kind of the gospel choir.
Yeah.
And it's actually this is actually quite a stripped down song. There's not loads going on in the instrumentation or anything.
No, I mean, it's not overly complicated or anything like this. I remember there's the guy called Guy Pratt. Is the bassist. He was a session bassist back in the 80s. He now plays with Pink Floyd. Okay. He's still doing it. But he also does a bit of kind of, not necessarily stand-up, but he does humorous talks about his times. And I went to see him once. He was actually really funny. He's got a book I'd recommend. It's very interesting about being in the music industry at his level. But him playing on this, he has stories about being in the studio recording it and just saying to Madonna, well, do you reckon this would work? And changing the bass line from what she wanted to what it is now. Yeah. And her going, yeah, okay, that's really good. So he's like, yeah, I wrote that song. He's like, fuck off, guy, whatever. But it's he's not done anything overly complicated. He's kept it simple. Yeah. But it works so well. It underpins the whole thing beautifully, but still kind of keeps it going along.
Yeah, I like that, the little instrumental kind of freak out kind of midway through it.
The percussion madness. What? Hello?
So good. Yeah. So good. Shouldn't fit in that song. Does.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Anyway.
And it also, I saw something, she had said that she just had these 2 flop films at this point. Yeah. So Shanghai Surprise and Who's That Girl? Yeah. She had split up from Sean Penn. Yeah. And she was turning 30. Yeah. So this was her making a conscious effort to be a kind of more grown-up performer. That's why she's gone down this route. Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it works really well. This was the #1 in the UK as well. I don't know if the album was actually Like a Prayer album. I assume it probably.
I would imagine so. I haven't.
Not sure.
I can't imagine anyone beating her to #1.
Nah, I imagine so. But yeah, tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Still remember getting my copy of Like a Prayer on cassette.
Oh really?
Yeah. I still remember and sitting in McDonald's in Luton, reading through the album cover.
Really?
Big
the notes.
Yeah. I just have a clear memory of that.
Wicked. Okay, so we're now kind of 2/3 of the way through this album. Let's do another quick break and look at the top 10 singles. What I've done, again, this is 9 weeks worth of stuff I could have picked. I've gone for Christmas week, just to see what was going on over Christmas. So this is the December 23rd to 29th. Right, number 10 this week. Yes, I remember this so well.
I had this on 12-inch.
Nice. I think I might have as well, I can't remember. Yeah, this is blinding so, man.
I don't know what happened to that, actually.
Oh, yeah?
No, I haven't got it anymore. Yeah.
It's a shame. Yeah, no, I loved that. And again, it's novelty, really, to an extent. And it crops up on those best of the 90s, ones that were just one-hit wonders things, even though they had a couple others.
Yeah.
But what a tune.
Yeah. from the album Schubert's Dip.
That's it. Yeah. That's bad. That's bad.
Ecstasy.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Number 9, MC Hammer's Prey. That's in
Let's
there.
not play any of that.
No, we're not.
That's dog shit.
Number 8 is Snap's Mary Had a Little Boy.
Oh god, that's awful.
Yeah, he's shit awful.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's when Snap started doing their kind of weird kind of dance house thing, was it? Was it?
I mean, it's far away from the brutalness of the part.
Yeah, like the snap of a whip, I crack a tap front
Yeah,
to back.
but no, it's more of almost a ballad, this one, I think. No, it's just shit house, though. Yeah.
Shit house. You're a shit house Turbo B.
Yeah, alright, yeah, no, I'm not doing any more of that. Terrible. Number 7 is Madonna's Justify My Love, which we will come on to.
Yes, we will.
Number 6 is The Farms, All Together Now,
Good tune.
which we're going to have to do for 91.
What, fucking
The
Farmer?
number 1 album.
Oh, God. I don't see that being a good record.
No, I don't either. Number 5 is the Grease Megamix, which was everywhere
Oh,
at the time.
God, it was everywhere.
I remember all the fucking school discos and stuff.
Yeah.
That was...
God, I would have put that later than 1990.
Alright, yeah, 1990.
Well, I suppose we're nearly at 1991. But
Yeah. Number 4 is Enigma's Sadness Part 1,
Yay.
which we're going to have to be talking about.
Dis-moi.
Jesus Christ.
I think I'm going to enjoy that more than you.
Oh, well, I think that's inevitable. If you like that one song, you're already
I
ahead.
think the thing I'm going to enjoy the most is watching your face while we review
Jesus
it. I
Christ.
can't wait. You've tried to talk us out of doing that one,
I
haven't
have,
you?
yeah.
I'm not having any of it. I'm having none of it.
That's going to be the first one in 1991. Number 3 is The Righteous Brothers, You Lost That Love and Feeling.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby.
Okay.
So that's when that was huge in the charts. But kept off the Christmas number 1, unfortunately, by Cliff Richard's Saviour's Day.
Oh, fuck me, this was so bad.
Shit, yeah, again, just not one good thing about this.
No, it's awful, mate. It's music for people's aunties.
Oh god, yeah. It's for people who Daniel O'Donnell was a bit too risky.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was number 1 on Christmas Day anyway. Other things in the charts though, there's some good stuff. Well, there's some other bits. Chris Isaak's Wicked Game.
Okay.
And that's a brilliant song.
That's a great song, yeah.
I love that.
I love it. And oh my god, that video made me...
Well, yeah.
Oh my lord.
Peter
Christian's in that video.
That was another formative moment there, Dave.
Oh, Christ.
Peaking at number 13, Dream Warriors, my definition of a boombastic jazz style.
Okay.
It's good. It's novelty pop.
Yeah.
But it's good fun.
Well, it was no bush face in my sink.
Not quite. Number... I can't remember what this one was at. 808 State, Cubic Olympic was in the top 20 this week. I've still got the 12-inch of that. Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've got 7 of it somewhere.
Nice.
I think. Yeah, I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you off camera, actually. Not camera, but off camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All
Anyway,
right, go back to that.
my 808 State story. It's not that interesting. It's just about mistiming, taking some drugs, and coming up as the show ended.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Peaking at number 38 is James with Lose Control, which I think is one of the best James songs. I love that. It's an early
remember that one.
It's really fucking good. I love that. Number 42 is World of Twist with The Storm, which was, again, kind of a 2-hit indie wonder, this one, World of Twist.
Right.
It's. I mean, this one is more kind of psychedelic, but they didn't have a lot of good tunes.
Can you see me glazing over here?
Yeah, this is not for you. No. I think it's wicked. I think I've still got the 12 of that.
The Twist.
Peaking at number 87, and this surprised me because I thought it got higher, unless it was re-released, is The Orbs, Little Fluffy Clouds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really enjoyed that. And at 99 is Teenage Fan Club's God Knows It's True.
Yep.
That was in there. Other songs that were released in the 9 weeks, and there's some gold and some shit. Terry B's Murder, She Wrote.
Yes, of course that makes sense, because there was a Terry B interview with NWA on when they screened the Justify My Love video, which I recorded on a VHS and watched many times.
I bet. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Fuck it, okay. Well, Terry B's there. Butthole Surfers released Hurdy Gurdy Man.
Hurdy Gurdy Man, nice.
Okay. LL Cool J did Round the White Girl, Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yep.
Run DMC released What's It All About, which I remember really enjoying, because it's the one with the Fool's Gold sample, the bass line.
I don't remember that song.
No, it's not the album. I remember being pretty shit.
Okay.
But that's a good single. Iron Maiden's Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter went in at number 1 on December 30th.
Nice.
So it's officially the first #1 single of 1991.
Good stuff. I'm a massive Iron Maiden fan. It's an indefensible song.
No, that's novelty.
Yeah.
Ridiculousness, yeah. Jesus Jones, International Bright Young Thing, came out, which we're going to have to talk about when we do their album. And Pop Bleed itself's X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
Which is one of my top pop leads.
X, Y, and Z.
No, it's spelled Z-E-E.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they've actually made me say it. Yeah, fuck them. No, I really like that song. So there's, this is the whole 9 weeks that we're talking about. All this stuff came out. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Yeah.
There's a good period for that kind of alternative-y, indie stuff coming through, bit of hip-hop. It was good fun.
Cool.
Good memories I have of a lot of that shit. But let's get back into the last third of Immaculate Collection.
Cool.
So, track 13 we're going into, but just before we do, apparently when she was going into labour, one of her pelvic twinges was better than all the rest. She called it her Immaculate Contraction. No, actually that's not good. But when she was writing her autobiography, she developed this new program at the time to help her find any spelling errors. It was her Immaculate Correction.
Okay. Fun facts there. Fucking prick. I can't believe this has become a thing. I didn't sign on for this. This is.
It's what you get when you make me do compilations, mate.
Well, I'm going to start writing my own.
Good.
And they're going to be a lot more elaborate.
All right, number 13. Express yourself.
This is a cover of the NWA song.
Of course.
Baby.
And this is one of the ones where it's very evident that this is a remix rather than the album version.
Yeah.
This is a very different version.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Shep Payne remix, and this is the definitive version.
Well, exactly. This is the one I think of when I think of Express Yourself. I had to go back and listen to the album version, and I was like, I don't even remember that bit.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Madonna, strident, powerful, disco diva stomp, bang. It's just kind of, I'm Madonna, you can't fuck with me.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Unfuckable with.
Yeah, definitely. It's and even the video where it shows her in charge of, she's the boss.
Yeah.
Of sort of men working in the factory or whatever. It is absolutely, I'm the fucking boss.
Yeah, with a fucking power suit with those shoulders on it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Proper kind of this is again like peak Madonna for me.
This is terrific.
I love
really
this song,
good. Yeah, I had this. Someone put this on a tape for me because I don't really remember this version from the time.
Right.
But someone put this version on a tape for me, and I loved it.
Yeah.
It was alongside stuff like some of the Pet Shop Boys bits and some Depeche Mode and all that shit. The synth era, really good.
Yeah, if for some reason I found myself in a club, and I can't imagine why I would, and this came on, I would dance to it.
Straight up.
Yeah, straight up dancing.
Yep. The video directed by David Fincher.
Oh, okay.
And,
did not know that.
No, I didn't know either. And it had a budget of $5 million, which at the time was the highest ever budget for a music video.
I can understand that.
Yeah, in 1990. It's still the third most, I think adjusting for inflation, the third most expensive video for music video, behind Michael and Janet Jackson's Scream, and Madonna's own Die Another Day.
Wow.
Which, again, that's adjusted for inflation.
How bizarre.
I know.
Die Another Day is such a bad Madonna song as well.
Yeah, and bad film.
Oh my god, it's
one of the worst.
One of the worst Bond
Bonds,
films.
easily.
I like to say I'm not a massive Bond fan, but
it's easily.
I recognise a fucking turd when I've done it.
Oh god, yeah. But lyrically, again, it's female empowerment. Don't settle for second best. All that stuff. Make sure you get what you deserve. You know, this sort of stuff. Which I suppose had been. It wasn't a new concept in pop music, but I don't think anyone had said it as vehemently as this at the time.
No, Madonna
really just pushing.
Just go for yours, honey. You know what I mean? It's just a fucking great song.
Yes,
it's just a great.
And this is again, this mix just pounds along. Yeah, there's no stopping it. It's terrific.
And you know, I mean, this kind of period of the Shep Pettibone stuff was just producing some real gold. You know, we'll get to another song in a minute. But, this is just great, man. This is peak Madonna era for me.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree there. I agree. This would be Yeah, if I had to specify a period of Madonna for her being interesting and producing stuff that I'm into, this might be it.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. However, having said that, this next one, Cherish, they're really off the same album as those two.
Yeah.
It just sounds so out of place to me.
Yeah, look, I remember not loving this when this came out, right? And it's still definitely not a favourite, right? It's a bit saccharine.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mid-tempo plodder.
Right.
But there are some very good bits in it. Like that the Romeo and Juliet bridge.
Right.
And the way that's phrased and the way it's underestimate of you. That's really great. It's like the way that kind of follows through.
That's a nice little clip.
Again, really nice outro on it, where it kind of goes into that kind of the a cappella bit and the doo-wop with the finger click. So yeah, not a favourite of mine. This one at all. But yeah, I think it does enough to belong on the record, on this greatest hits record.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I do. I don't.
Right.
I think. Yeah, I think it needs to be on here. Canonically, if nothing else. I also think True Blue should have been on here and it's causing a commotion. But
okay, but I would have been, if you'd said to me, "Here are your choices," I would have put True Blue on instead of this. But then I suppose you'd have more from the True Blue album than you had from.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I could argue the toss on it, but this was a big single. This was a massive, massive single.
Right. Okay.
Again, True Blue was as well, but I think there's some good stuff in this.
Yeah.
I don't love it though at all.
No, exactly. I don't think it's a bad song, but I think someone else that wasn't Madonna should probably have done it and had a bigger hit. You know, it sounds like more of a teeny pop thing that she had done in the past and was trying to get away from. But B, it reminds me of whenever Cher did the Shoop Shoop song, or Phil Collins did Can't Hurry Love. It's that sort of harking back to the doo-woppy kind of thing. It sounds a bit forced to me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's not my thing. I did notice though that Marilyn Martin is on backing vocals, who did Separate Lives with Phil Collins.
Nice.
I like that tune.
Okay.
I do like that. But that's all I have on this one, really.
Yeah, no,
it's a bit fluff.
Yeah, a bit fluff. I mean, sitting as it does after Like a Prayer, Express Yourself, and before Vogue.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm thinking it sounds out of place.
Yeah, I do buy into that. I completely do. The fanboy in me is preventing me from wholeheartedly agreeing. Okay,
but yeah, the journey that we're on this album.
Yeah, that it is if it went straight from Express Yourself into Vogue, that would be a better.
Yes, definitely.
That would be a better flow.
Definitely.
I wouldn't argue that. And there was some really good kind of like darker stuff, like kind of more somber stuff on the Like a Prayer album. But weren't singles.
Right, so you can.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think it's a placeholder realistically there in that case.
You think I should put Dear Jessie on instead?
God, no.
Neil, you have to email him about it. He's not on Twitter, but you will get him on the email.
Yeah. No, I can't see that working.
Okay.
No.
Right.
Let's move on to the next one, which is Vogue.
Yeah, sorry, I've kind of fallen into that one a little bit.
Looking at
Vogue. This is fucking stunning.
Oh, it's a banger, mate.
Yeah. This is so good.
No, again, another pretty much perfect song.
Yeah.
And it's like, fucking don't really come at me, motherfucker. Do you know what I mean? Come at me. If you don't think this is a great pop song, you're an idiot.
It's brilliant. It is brilliant. Is this another Shep Pettibone production? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of the start of that. Very kind of club centric. But so, this kind of held note, this little build here.
Long old intro.
It is, but I like it. Strike a pose.
Nice. Dave just struck a pose. He's striking him still. I can't stop him.
I'm unstoppable, mate.
That's so good.
Yeah.
This is obviously, you can see her getting more and more into the dance culture and introducing that to the wider world.
Yep.
This is almost a progenitor of house music towards the 90s. It's seeped in that culture.
Absolutely.
The dance, the club culture.
Absolutely. Shep Pettibone was a dance music producer. He's a dance music producer. And this is, it's one of those perfect tracks where someone takes something that's happening in the underground and makes it palatable for the mainstream. And there's two ways that happens. That's either, something that is a real dilution of something and ends up being a bit distasteful, You could, I wouldn't personally, but you could argue, like Vanilla Ice.
For sure, yeah.
Or it can be something like this where it's just, it takes the thing that it's inspired by and makes it into this kind of pure pop form.
Crystallises it.
Yeah, exactly that. And this song is never not trying to be a pop song. And and I think that's where those things go wrong sometimes, And this is, again, this is another one of those pretty much perfect pop songs on this record. I love it. The rap, the kind of Betty Davis, I love you, kind of that breathy kind of vocal, perfect. Man.
It fits really well. It is a strange one that is just her naming iconic film stars, but it fits in beautifully with that, and also helped loads by the video, because it's all about that sort of look, the classic film stars looks, and so it works brilliantly for that.
And if you've got a kind of an interesting new dance form, that's always quite a good thing for a visual medium, isn't it?
Indeed. There's another David Fincher video, this one.
Oh, is it really?
Another one, yeah. Wow. But the video for this is brilliant. Because the first time I saw that, I almost didn't understand how they were doing those moves, because it looked like they were dislocating their shoulders and making those weird... It's so fucking out there.
The funny thing about this song is this was originally just supposed to be a B-side for one of the like a prayer singles.
Really?
Yeah, they put this together. They put it together on a really low budget, and it was just supposed to be a B-side. And then the record company heard it and went, "This is a number one single.
Oh, I see.
Let's hold this back." So this is, I don't know if it was recorded during the Like a Prayer sessions, but it was certainly done. The song had been around a while.
See.
And they put it on I'm Breathless, but
this is the one that's off that.
This song does not kind of fit with the rest of the tone of that record. I actually, when we were talking about I'm Breathless the other week, I completely forgot that this song was on it.
Well, you wouldn't assume. I mean, I've never heard the album. I don't intend to. No. But I would have assumed it was all stuff like Hanky Panky, because that was the feel of the film and stuff like that as well.
Shout out to @Necro Hippie, who came at me pretty hard about the I'm Breathless album.
Oh yeah, she was a big fan, wasn't she?
She's a fucking idiot. Love you, Louise.
Oh God.
You're not an idiot. I'm just wrong about this subject.
Yeah. Also, I think it was around this time that she brought out her own range of sweets.
Oh, fuck off, Chris.
Yeah, they were really good, man. They are the Immaculate Confectionery.
Yeah, of course they were.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. What else have we got? Have we got when she was?
Oh, I like this guy.
She was with a boyfriend, and he got the best hard-on she'd ever seen.
Oh, okay.
The Immaculate Erection.
I see. I haven't got that one, no.
Okay, you haven't got that one.
No.
Okay.
The only other one I've got is that apparently she has the whole range of exfoliating creams in her bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
The Immac collection.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, that's great. But, after this erection stood there, she pulled a sheath down over it. And that was the Immaculate Protection.
Oh, contraception. I thought that's where you going with that. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Well, see, I'm glad you joined in.
Yeah, and then do you hear about when she was running for mayor of her local town? Yeah.
No, I didn't, Dave.
No, I mean she didn't get it.
She must have run a good campaign, though.
Yeah, it was an immaculate election.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. See, it's a fun game.
Yeah, and then she's got a unopened copy of a recent movie by.
It's gonna be fun to do that.
What's the director's name? She's got an unopened Blu-ray of a film starring what's his name? What's his fucking name? I'll start this again. What is his fucking name? He's in loads of Martin Scorsese films. Used to be a pretty boy. Wolf of Wall Street. What's his fucking name?
DiCaprio?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, film. Yeah, apparently she's got an unopened DVD, pristine, of a film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, where he goes into people's dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's an immaculate inception.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay,
See,
do you want me to keep going with these?
No, not really.
Okay, because I could do them on the fucking spot, mate.
Well, you say on the spot, it's been 5 minutes. I'll edit this down to 40 seconds.
Only because I couldn't remember who Leonardo DiCaprio was. Anyway.
Right, well, that's Vogue. Let's move on to...
one of the first 2 tracks written for this album.
Yeah, an original. So, Justify My Love.
Familiar beat there for a Public Enemy fan.
Indeed, yes. As she quickly found hope through lawsuits. Lots of breathiness.
So yeah, I mean, this is
I want to kiss you in Paris.
pretty simple track, this really.
Oh, very much so.
It's basically that beat, some samples, and her like basically doing phone sex.
Yeah.
I mean, it is that. It is a bit like fucking. My favourite game to play with Justify My Love is to replace the lyrics that are done by a northern man.
Okay.
I want to make love on a train, cross country.
That does throw an entirely different light on it.
Oh, I want to see your knickers. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's.
Lovely.
I mean, this is kind of proto trip hop, really, isn't it?
I see what you're saying.
It kind of is, you know. I mean, it's if you were gonna put that into a genre, that would be the closest genre to it. It's that hip hop break beat, but with the kind of the kind of the trippy kind of synths. Lenny Kravitz co-wrote this song.
Yeah, producer on it. Yeah, and some of the backing vocals. Wait, I'm assuming that means people going. That's Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, right. Again, I am aware of the flaws in this song. This is Madonna moving into what would become the erotica sound.
Yes.
And you know, and that's where, you know, for me, like that erotica album was, you know, not completely successful in the way that other stuff that she had done was. As she went off down that path.
Well, it was kind of more shock over substance, that one, wasn't it?
But again, I think the main problem with that stuff that followed was that I was on my own path. You know,
I see. Okay.
You know, by like 91, 92, I was deep into kind of hip hop and, you know, finding out about metal and alternative music.
Oh, sure, but it also didn't perform as well, did it?
No, I don't think it did. Erotic, put your hands all over my body.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, I do still really love Justify My Love.
It's a good tune.
You know, this. I've got a lot of like illicit memories about this song, like, you know, the band video, the kind of, you know, this is coming out 1990. This is coming out 1990, till nearly 1991. So I'm 15 basically.
Yeah.
And you know, I love Madonna. I had pictures of Madonna on my wall, and you know, the whole kind of sex era stuff. It was, you know, it's exciting and
and the video for this, because it was banned by MTV, etc.
Of course.
So, but was it shown on Channel 4? Was it one of those?
Yeah, it was shown on The Word.
Oh, was it?
They showed it especially on The Word.
It was announced.
The full thing, and I taped it off that. Watched it a lot.
But it was because it is just kind of lots of S&M imagery, cross-dressing. Transgender people.
It's all kind of relatively tame by today's standards.
Oh, sure, but no, absolutely. In 1990, as a pop video, yes, you had stuff like Bowie's China Girl and that before, whatever. But this was really out there.
I mean, it was super racy, super racy, and you know, it was obviously done deliberately to get banned.
Of course,
you know, they knew exactly what they were doing. They were just, it was again, Madonna as provocateur, like milking the media to sell her product,
and again. Perfectly, because there was huge outcry around this.
Oh yeah,
and she played them like a fucking orchestra conductor.
Yeah, and you know it really affected the sales of this album, as we can tell, as it's the fucking 13th best-selling album of all time in the UK.
Crazy. Yeah, the single reached number 2 in the UK in the end. So never was 1, but yeah, got to 2.
I'm surprised that this song did as well as that, because this is this is not a catchy song in the way that a lot of her other songs are.
No, it's if you think about it, she doesn't even sing at all, really. No. It is just that breathy vocal.
But it has got that line in it, which is, I've just taken that line as a guiding light throughout my life. That line where it's just like, poor is the man whose pleasures depend on the permission of another.
That's good.
And I've always been like, do you know what? That's a fucking great, that's a great way to live your life.
No, that is, yeah.
Do what you fucking want to do, guys. Do you know what I mean? Don't hurt anyone else, but do what you want to do.
Yeah. The video for this, again, I watched it for the prep of recording here. It has a very dreamlike quality to me. You know, it's drifting in and out of rooms, imagery, and with that beat behind it, it is that, like, almost, am I here? Am I hearing this from another room sort of stuff? It's like, I'm not sure where it's going on.
Well, what that reminds me of is, back in more hedonistic days, the kind of fug you might find your brain in as you're in, like, a warehouse party or something like that, as you're trying to drifted between rooms and areas. I mean, never as pristine, white and cool as this. I didn't get invited to those kinds of parties.
No.
But that kind of druggy fug, that kind of dreamlike kind of narcotic state you find yourself in.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a great. I mean, is it a great video? I don't know.
I think it works brilliantly for this song because this is a very different feel of a song, and it's a very sort of minimalist stuff. It's more images than story or anything like that. But I think it does work really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit puerile, really.
Oh well, it's
when you strip it down and go, this is what this is. It's a bit look at me.
Oh, totally. Well, but it is. It's entirely look at me. Oh, here's some tits. Yeah, for sure. But I think as a piece of art, again, it works really well for the whole thing.
Yeah,
it is. The soundtrack works brilliantly with the visuals and vice versa.
Yeah,
I think it's a really good whole piece.
Hey.
One thing it did make me think, I think I would be terrified if Madonna wanted to fuck me.
Oh God,
I'd have to run away because she'd be doing stuff I'd never heard of.
Look, I think one of the best things about being in your 40s is you come to terms with the fact that you have nothing to offer any famous women.
Nothing.
I have.
Like women in general.
If someone says to me, "Oh, I'd love to sleep with Beyonce," I'm like, "Why? What is in that for her?" Nothing.
No.
It's like, you've got nothing. I've got nothing. It'd be a waste of everyone's time.
Yes.
I'd have a story, but my story would be about the time I really disappointed Beyonce. And it's like, I can live without that. I've got enough failure in my life.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? I know well enough that they say never meet your idols, never sleep with your idol, never do any of that stuff, because what's their story going to be? Oh yeah, I slept with this schlubby 43-year-old man.
Yeah, I don't know how it came to it, but it was the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh yeah, I mean, he farted afterwards and during. I mean,
yeah.
I'm
no one's a winner in that sense.
I haven't got that kind of control anymore. Do you know what I mean? That's fucking awful.
Oh.
Talk to me about his hemorrhoids. Ask me to pop one back in.
He's really enthusiastic about this podcast he's got.
Yeah.
Wouldn't stop shut up about that.
Yeah. There's a picture of an Irishman over the wall. Kept looking it dead in the eye and masturbating. Anyway.
Right. We are nearly at the end of this one. We've got one more track to go.
Okay.
Which is Rescue Me.
I'm talking. I believe in the power of love. I'm singing, I believe that you can rescue me.
kind of more disco,
Yeah.
dance floor territory.
Yeah.
Big diva vocal on it. I'm absolutely fine with this song. It's solid. I don't think it really belongs in this compilation.
I don't think it's very memorable. I
No,
remember it,
that's-
but no.
Yeah, this is a song that, because I've listened to this album a lot, I know this song quite well.
Right, okay.
Okay, and yeah, it's a song recorded for this, sitting next to a body of much better songs.
Yes.
And you say, you were talking about Cherish, you said I've put True Blue on this. Yeah, I think the fact that True Blue, Causing the Commotion, Who's That Girl, which are all big singles, aren't on here, and that is, I think that's an omission.
Right, but then isn't it basically the law when you release your greatest hits album, you put 2 new ones on there? That seems to be what record companies do.
I suppose that is the case.
I was reading that this one wasn't even gonna be a single. They never planned it to be a single, but it actually got played loads off the back of the album on radio.
Yeah,
That they decided, okay, let's do it.
fair enough.
So at the time, it must have been a bigger thing than we remember.
Yeah, I don't remember this being a single, I must admit. But,
There's a slew of remixes by Shep Pettibone, and this is fucking hundreds. So
Right.
I'm guessing this was a big club record.
oh, fair enough. I can see that. It's. I'm sure it's a very danceable track. For me, it's the slightest record on this compilation.
I wouldn't go that far. No, because I think this is actually punchier, and I would prefer this to Lucky Star.
No, not for me. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Kind of Lucky Star and Holiday are iconic enough in terms of the because those are big Madonna songs. And
But they're iconic for sure. They don't stand up to me at the test of time.
I don't think I think I can separate that.
No,
enough
I'm
to-
being more objective than you can be.
I think that's absolutely fair.
Yeah.
And the only way I would know is if I'd never heard them and they came out today.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of that record.
Absolutely.
And my opinion has in no way changed. I still think that is.
Yeah.
I think it's remarkable that you can take the singles essentially from 4 records and create, not even all of them,
Yeah.
and create a compilation that's that good.
That's standard.
solid.
Well, it's been borne out that it is a brilliant best of by
Yeah.
the fact of how many it's sold and the position
Yeah.
it holds. I would be curious, just in terms of, if you played this to a 20-year-old today, would they go, that is a brilliant collection of songs?
Who knows?
Or would they go, yeah, it's alright, there's a load of good stuff on there, but it's,
Yeah,
it's no Hoosier, whatever.
Who?
Hoosier?
Who's that?
Oh, he's some pop artist.
Is that someone?
Yeah, exactly, got a couple of decent tunes.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But yeah, as a touchstone, it's no whatever is number one. It's no fucking. I don't even know what's going on these days.
Right, mate. It's all just Pitbull, isn't it?
Is it still Neo?
I don't know. Neo. Yeah. So I mean, look, this is a brilliant record.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I think it is terrific. As I said, I never owned it. It's the first time I listened to it the whole way through. Was
Okay.
for this. I knew absolutely everything on here, obviously,
Yep.
but it is a great summation of her to date. Not to date, her to date in 1990. No, it's wicked. It's wicked. There would be a couple I'd swap out. There would be a couple I'd go, don't put the 7-minute version of that on. So it's like not 100%, but it's 99%.
Yeah. I mean, I would. Yeah. I mean, again, I think very, very unnecessary to have a 7-minute version of Lucky Star on there.
That's track 2 as well.
Yeah, that's not necessary. I mean, they did release in the UK a thing called Holiday Collection, which was the full version of Holiday with Causing a Commotion, Who's That Girl, and True Blue on it.
Oh, okay.
As a companion EP.
Oh, I see. All right.
But yeah, that's my only beef with it is I wish they'd put those tracks on.
No, hey, fair enough. Everyone has their favourites. So if yours isn't on there, you go, yeah, why isn't it on?
Yeah, I mean, they're not even my favourites. I just feel like they should have been on there. But anyway, great. Well, that wraps up every original album we're going to talk about 1990 then. doesn't
Indeed.
it?
So what are we doing next, Dave?
Well, next week I think we're going to do a special.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about what our favourite 10 albums each from 1990 were.
Indeed.
Because we're that self-fucking important.
I know. Yeah. So
this is and we'll talk about the criteria a bit more. But we're gonna, we've listened to a lot of stuff that we wouldn't normally listen to. Obviously, Immaculate Collection, I fucking listen to all the time.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, we're going to talk about some of the records that, and it's not going to be the stuff that we were listening to in 1990.
Oh God, no!
It's the stuff that
when you look at the list of what was
when
released.
you look at what was released,
Yeah.
you go, these are the records that I still listen to from 1990.
Exactly. What are the ones that have stood well?
Yeah, or have had the biggest impact, I guess.
Well, true. Yeah, we can make arguments for that too.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so that's next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I better start writing my list.
I better start thinking about it. Yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll record this one in 2 weeks.
Maybe.
Anyway, cheers for tuning in. As always, guys, get in contact. Please subscribe to the podcast. Leave a review if you're on iTunes. All that stuff really, really does help us. It helps us gain visibility and gain new listeners. And the more we gain new listeners, the bigger our egos get. And we buy gold bars to sit on.
Nice. And yeah, that'll do. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Pop, Collaborate and Listen is produced, in the loosest of terms, and edited, if you can call it that, by us two amateurs, which is why it sounds like it does. If you do want to get in contact with us, and we would love you to, you can get us on pclmusicpodcast@gmail.com. We are on Twitter @PCLPodcast, Instagram @PCLPodcast, Facebook.com/PCLPodcast, and you can find all of this info as well as links to our Spotify playlists and that sort of thing on our website, which is PCLPodcast.com.